Hello and welcome everybody to my channel, Just a Guy Who Likes Math. Today we are going to do a fairly complicated problem. For this you will need to know the Euclidean algorithm. I actually did a video on it and you can find it right over here somewhere. Okay, let's get started. So we have the question, which is we have a hallway which is 5 meters in length, and 5 meters equals 500 centimeters. And we have two sets of tiles. One is 18 centimeters and the other is 8 centimeters. The question is, in how many ways can it be done? And it being, we're trying to tile this hallway. So in how many ways can an 18 centimeter tile and an 8 centimeter tile be like kind of piled up to fill out the entire hallway? Okay, so I'm gonna actually write this in an equation format, which is, I'm actually gonna do 8x plus 18y equals 500, which we're trying to find out. X amount of tiles times 8 centimeters plus y amount of tiles times 18 centimeters equals 500 centimeters, which you're trying to get. Before we do any steps, we actually do, I think, step 0, which is find the GCD of 8 and 18 equals 2. And a condition for this to actually even be done is that 2, or the GCD of these two numbers, have to be, which is 2, has to be a divisor of this 500, which is the case. 2 goes into 500 250 times. So yes, so since, I forgot the C, since 2 divides 500, it can be done. So we have at least one solution, okay? And that's just a condition. So actually, this is in the format of ax plus by equals c, and let's this GCD equal d. So we have a, b, c, and d, right? I'm just trying to use variables instead of actual numbers. So we have step 1, which is we actually use the Euclidean algorithm. So I want to find two more variables, z and w, such that 8z plus 18w equals the GCD of 8 and 18, which equals 2. So we use the Euclidean algorithm. 18 equals 2 times 8 plus 2, and 2 equals 4 times 2 plus 0. And since we have the 0, we have this equation. 2 equals 18 times 1 plus negative 2 times 8, right? We have that. And I just use the Euclidean algorithm. I'm sorry if it's been a little too low. I just use the Euclidean algorithm. Again, just go to the video, which I tried to point out to. And yeah, that is step 1. Okay. So we have this equation. Let's just read it again. Let's call it equation 1. Actually, I'm going to continue step 2 over here because we kind of need to see it. Step 2, we have this equation, right? And we're trying to make it into this equation over here. So what we do is we equation 1 times 250 because we need to get the 500. So we get 500 equals 18 times 500 plus, 250 plus negative 500 times 8. You see this over here? Which is actually in the format of this 8x plus 18y equals 500. So we have, as x, we have negative 500, and for y, we have 250. So that was, let me continue step 2 over here. So we had the new equation. So this gives a, what we call a particular solution, where x naught and y naught, which is one possible way to solve the equation, equals negative 500 and 250. So that's a particular solution. Now I'm going to do step 3. And for this, we need to use the formulae. So two formulae, x equals So it's actually x naught plus n times b over d, and then y equals y naught minus n times a over d. So we had the x, we had the y, which is just variables to find what we need to find out, we need to find out how many of them exist. X naught and y naught, as you see, are the particular solution. And then we have b, which was 18 in this case, and a, which was 8 in this case. And look at this. X depends on b, not a. X depends on b, and then y also depends on a, not b. D is the greatest common divisor, and then n is something we actually have to find out. So I'm just going to replace it for this, for this example, we have x equals negative 500 plus n times 18 over 2. This is multiplied. Y equals 250 minus n times 8 over 2. So x equals negative 500 plus 9n. Y equals 250 minus 4n. Okay, so we have these two equations. We obviously need only positive solutions. Obviously, we can't have a negative number of tiles we're going to use. We only need positive. So we have negative 500 plus 9n greater than or equal to 0, which is what positive is. And then 250 minus 4n greater than or equal to 0. So we have 9n greater than or equal to 500, comma, 4n less than or equal to 250. And I guess you already know this by now, but let me just clarify. This is kind of one thing I'm doing. This is another thing I'm doing, but I do them together so that I could come to a, conclusion for the 18 centimeters and the 8 centimeter tiles together. Okay, I hope that helped. So 9 has to be greater than or equal to 500 over 9, and n has to be less than or equal to 500 over 9, and n has to be less than or equal to 250 over 4. So the condition is n is between 55.6 and less than or equal to 62.5, which is what this is. This is what this is. Okay, and n has to be obviously a integer. I don't want to use 1.5 tiles or a fractional number of tiles. So we have the numbers 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62. So this is what n could be any of these numbers. And be sure you remember what n is. N is not the result or the final answer, and it's just a number we use in the formula that we took above. So these are 7 numbers. So there's 7 solutions. So there's 7 ways you could have x and y, x and y, such that 8x plus 18y equals 500. Okay, this was actually what the question had asked, but I'm just going to take it one step further. I'm going to use n equals 56. Again, you could use any n equals 56 or 57 all the way to 62 to get this x and y, but I'm just going to do n equals 56 to answer this problem and to get an equation that makes sense. So I took n equals 56. So based on the equation I had, I'm just going to show the equation one more time. Sorry for flipping pages so many times. So this equation I'm going to replace n, and in this equation I'm going to replace n. If I could get a hold of the paper, I could do it. X equals negative 500 plus 9n, and then y equals 250 minus 4n, which is what we had. So x equals negative 500 times plus 9 times 56. Y equals 250 minus 4 times 56. So I think we get x equals negative 500 plus 504. And then y equals 250 minus, I'm just going to do it real quick actually, 56 times 4, 224. Yes, that was correct. I remember. I did this before. So we have x equals 4, and then y equals, what is this? 26. So we could actually have the equation 8 times 4. So the 8 centimeter tiles, we take 4 of them, plus the y centimeter tiles, the 18 centimeter tiles, we take 26 of them, equals 500. Yeah, this is 32 plus, again, I totally forgot what this number is, but let me just do it real quick. 8 times 6 is 48. 16, 208 plus 0, 62, 468. 468 equals 500. And actually this is, 500 equals 500. So this is one of the solutions. We could take 4 of the 8 centimeter tiles, 26 of the 18 centimeter tiles, and we get the 500 centimeters that we want. Again, you could use this n equals 57, 56 obviously, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62, and you will get a result. And the total number of solutions are 7. This was a little long. I hope everything made sense. Any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you did like this video or thought it was kind of useful, please do like and subscribe. It does help me out. But until next time, peace out.